There we go. I was like, I couldn't get a picture. All right. Hi. Welcome to dinner tonight. We are going to have Jen's Beefy Burritos. I don't know if you knew this, but I've said before that when I get a recipe from a friend, I just name the recipe after that friend. And so my friend Jen Clark gave me this recipe. And we're going to make Jen's Beefy Burritos. And I didn't realize how awful my hair looked. Whoops-a-daisy. We're just going to go with it. So, all right, let's look at the ingredients that we're going to need for tonight's dinner. We are going to need hamburger, and sometimes I use canned hamburger, sometimes I use freeze-dried hamburger, but tonight we're going to use regular hamburger. And so this I just got out of my freezer this morning and let it defrost. And it's probably just under a pound, but you can use between a half pound and a pound, whatever works good for your family. We also are going to use cheese from our refrigerator and milk from our pantry. We're going to use chili powder, tortillas, salt, black beans, cream of chicken soup, some salsa, that's homemade salsa, or you can use store-bought salsa, and an onion. So let's get cooking. All right. I have preheated my oven for 350 degrees. And the first thing, oops, not sticking. There we go. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to chop up our onion. Now, if you don't have fresh onion, you can use freeze-dried, if I can say it, onion, like I did the other day, because I was all out of onions and I didn't realize it. So I'm going to peel this up, put it in my compost pile, my extra pieces. You know, with all the stuff I put in my compost pile, you think it would be amazing, but I still am missing like an ingredient. I think I need some brown. I put a lot of green in it, but I need to put some brown. It's not slimy or anything, so that's good, but it's not heating up. And they say it's supposed to heat up, and that's when it really, really works the best. So if you have any comments or ideas on how to improve that, I would love it. Hey, Pat Coley, how are you? Happy belated birthday. All right, so we're just going to chop this up really quick, and then I'm going to add it to the pan, and we're going to add our hamburger, and we're going to brown it all up. Just a rough chop really quick. Really quick. All right. That has a little boogie there. We don't want the boogie. There we go. Oops. There we go. Don't chop the fingers. It doesn't taste good to have fingers in these. So the other day, my daughter looked at our menu, and she's like, when are we going to have this, this, and this, and this? And I'm like, it's coming. It's coming. And this was one of the things on the list. When do we get to have Jen's Beefy Burritos? We haven't had those for a while. It's been like a whole month, because I think it was on the list last month. Maybe it's been on 2 months. This is a pretty quick dinner to get together, and it's youth church night. So we're trying to get ready for youth church night and make sure I get that done. This might have been a little too much onion. I probably would have just done half of that onion normally, but I got a little crazy with the cheese whiz and I just kept chopping. Whew, my eyes are watering. Okay, so I'm going to put this in there. You turn on to medium-high. We're going to dump in our hamburger. And we're going to break it up a little bit so it can start to cook and to brown. We're going to want our meat, of course, all brown. And we're going to also want our onions to get kind of translucent. So last night, there's always something on our burner. Always. It's just the way it is. I love everything Mexican too. It's true. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit for just a second. And while that sits, we're going to go ahead and open our black beans. You could use instant black beans. You could use dried black beans that you've cooked. You could use canned black beans, whatever works best for your situation and your family. But you only need a can's worth, which is, says 15 ounces. I would say that's like a cup and a half of beans. So if you were doing it one of those other ways, you would just need a cup and a half of beans. I'm going to go ahead and drain off the juices and kind of rinse off some of the stuff that it's been packed in. So last night we had those blackened tilapias and everybody in my family liked it. My husband's like, oh, this is so good. And he came home a lot later, and we had to reheat a couple things for him, but he was just like, this tastes so good. And we had a little bit of leftover for today for lunch. I had the best lunch today. Today for lunch, I had cucumber noodles with wedges of tomatoes, basil, garlic, olive oil, salt, pepper, lemon juice. I also had leftover rice and steamed broccoli and tilapia, and it was so much food and so little calories, and it was so good. It was so yummy. I was a happy girl. Alright. So I'm going to break this up a little bit more. Then we're going to get a bowl out and we're going to make a sauce. I'm back to this game. Alright, so for our sauce, let me get a bowl, like I said I was going to do. Sorry that I'm so noisy. We're going to mix our cream of chicken soup. I like to get the fit and active because I like to pretend it's healthier for me. Let me get a spatula so I can get as much in as possible. Alright, and then we're also going to mix in a half a cup of your favorite salsa and a half a cup of milk to our cream of chicken soup. Okay, baby girl. Oh, we're not going to mix in this milk because it's gone bad and that would make my family sick. Get some other milk out of there. Oh, use the backup milk. Yay! Alright, so half a cup of milk. And let's give this another stir before we get our salsa so that things can just cook down. I like it when things come together about the same time. It makes me really happy. Yesterday when I was making the blackened tilapia, I was really frustrated with my rice because I wanted to show you guys putting the rice in, which is silly of me. I know that my rice takes 25 minutes no matter what. So I should have just either gone with instant or I should have started it before I got on camera because everything else was ready and I was waiting on my stinking rice. It made me so frustrated. Alright, most of it is brown, so we're getting where we want to be. Okay, let me make sure my salsa, I don't know if it's open. Nope, it's a new jar, so we're going to open that. You know it's almost time to garden when your canned goods are getting low. Like, you know, we're getting where we hardly have any more jam, and we're getting low on even our chicken. I'm all out of canned hamburger. We're getting low on our beef stew. Getting low on some of our pickles. It's like, oh, it's time to plant. We need all that stuff. Okay. So I'm going to put a half a cup of salsa in. We're just going to kind of mix it together. You could whisk it together if that's easier for you. I'm just mixing it so that my soup is kind of not big like clumps. Hey, Amy! whisking. All right, so we got our sauce ready. Let me get some measuring spoons because we're going to add some spices to this in just a second. So I like to drain off fat from my meat. I think everybody does this a little bit differently. I tend to put paper towels down and then just put my stuff on top of the paper towels. Hey Josh, can you grab me some paper towels, baby? Okay. They're all out up here. Thanks, kiddo. Okay, so when he gets back with that, then I will go ahead and drain this meat because it's ready. And I have a 9x13 pan out, and we're going to go ahead and assemble our burritos and kind of put in there, kind of more like, I guess, like enchiladas. Thanks, kiddo. So I'm going to spray our pan with some ham or cooking spray. If you're like me, I just have generic. And get this out of the way. And I just like to layer like 2 or 3 paper towels. I know other women, they like just scoop out the grease and put it in a can, but I'm a little bit lazy and that takes too long for me. All right. That looks good. It's all coming together. So we'll go ahead and put the meat and onion mixture on our paper towels so it can drain. Now, if your family's not a big onion fan, but you like that flavor, you could put in onion powder instead, or you can mince the onions really small so they can't see them. Hey, Jen Fields! Okay, now I'm going to get another paper towel and just wipe out the bottom of my greasy pan. All right. And to the pan, we're going to go ahead and add our black beans. I haven't tried this with other beans. You could probably do it with a different kind of bean, but black bean says Mexican food. So I like the black bean. And to our black beans, we're going to add some salt. Let's go like with a half a teaspoon of salt. Maybe like a quarter teaspoon would be better. Somewhere between a quarter and a half. And then we're going to do 1 to 2 teaspoons of chili powder. So if you don't want as much of a kick, then do 1 teaspoon. If you want a little bit more kick, then do 2 teaspoons. See if we can get this to work with my, because it's at the very bottom, you know, so you have to chase this spice around. Okay, and I'm going to sprinkle that over, and then I'm going to give it a good stir. Spread out my meat so I can really get the grease out. Stop falling off my paper towel. Alright, and then we're going to add the meat back to our bean mixture. I haven't used chili beans either. I've always done it with the black beans, but I think the chili beans would be really good. I don't know. So I'd want to drain them, I think. Okay, so then I just pick this up and try not to spill on the floor. And then I dump it back in there. Boy, don't want to lose any onions. So my kids wouldn't mind if I lost onions. They're not always the biggest fan of onions, but they have to eat what's put out for them, so there you go. Okay, so we're going to mix that in together and just kind of let it heat through so the flavors can marinate or marry one another, I guess you would say. And I'm going to turn that off. And so we just got hamburger, onion, beans, spices. Maybe you're right. I've had a hard time getting my... Oh, that's hard. We've always had beans, so it's like just growing up, they've always had them. But it might, is it a texture thing? Is that why your kids don't care for it? My mom doesn't do beans. She hates beans. But she also doesn't like peas and she doesn't like mashed potatoes because of the texture of it. It just is too mushy to her. So I don't know if I have a suggestion. I mean, you can make this without the beans. The beans just kind of like stretch the protein and make it a little bit more filling. So what I do is I just take a medium-sized tortilla. This isn't the fajita. This is, and I think it's smaller than the burrito. But at Aldi's, it's called medium soft taco. So you're going to take your medium soft taco tortilla. And I like to use my handy dandy cookie scoop, the medium size, like your muffin size one. And I like to fill it twice. Maybe 1.5. 1.5 times. And then we're going to sprinkle cheese. So this is where you get to decide how healthy you're going to be. How much cheese you're going to put on your little beefy burrito here. And then we just roll it up. So you're not going to fold it in. You're going to do it more enchilada style. So if you want to fill on more, go ahead. It's your dinner. You know, like if you're trying to stretch it further, then stretch it further. If you are fine with having it really full, then make it really full. Because everything's pretty much cooked. So we're going to put this in the oven, and it's just like melting the cheese and kind of bringing it all together in the end. But it's not like you're trying to like cook it. Oh, huh. I lied. I have to go send a child. Hold on a second. Holly, yeah? Can you go downstairs and see if there's any more tortillas? We may be having a smaller version on the fajita side if I'm out of tortillas. Thank you, baby. So we have kids so that we can send them downstairs to get stuff for us, right? That and to do all the chores that we don't want to do? Is that why we have kids? Yeah, I know why we have kids. I love my kids. What size? The medium? Get the regular, love. Regular, please. Sweet. We have 3 regular because I'm a food storage person. Thank you, baby. All right, we're gonna break this puppy up. Oh no, go get a different one. Okay, so obviously I'm not a good food storage person because this wasn't rotated, and I think these have gone bad. You had to go get a different one, baby. This one has expired. Go get a different one. Yeah, this expired in December. This is where I do my little song and dance. Waiting for the tortillas. Hopefully they're not all expired. This is Stacey. Oh, these are perfect. Yay! These are good. Okay. So yay, now I'm superhero food storage person again. Yay! All right. So let's load these puppies up so we can get them in the oven. Jen's Beefy Burritos. So any of you that are from this area, this is Jen Clark recipe. I have multiple recipes of hers. I love getting recipes from people. So if you have a favorite recipe that you want to share with me, I would probably cook it up because I love trying new things. I like when people are like, oh, this is the easiest, yummiest recipe. This is all you do, blah, blah, blah. I love those kind of things. I'm like, thank you for sharing. I'm probably putting about 2 tablespoons of cheese in each of these. Hey, Leanna, how are you? We are making beefy burritos tonight. And we're just finishing up our prep to put them in the oven. They're really more rolled like enchiladas than they are burritos, but we're still going with it because that's the title that was given to me by my friend that made them originally. Okay, so my friend that makes these, she serves them with rice. You could do like a Spanish rice or just a regular rice or cilantro lime rice. Doesn't that sound good? I tonight did not prepare a rice because for my family this is enough. And we just had rice last night and we're probably going to have rice tomorrow, so I didn't want to like overkill us with the rice situation. Alright, and when I get to the end of my, this is a secret if you ever come to eat at my house, when I get to the end, that's where I put in the most stuff if I have too much stuff and I'm trying to like finish it off. So you want an end piece if you ever eat at my house. That's the one that I usually try to reserve for my hubby. Like, here, honey, I love you. So I'm going to stick 2 more in the side right here, and then we're going to call it good. 1 scoop and 2 scoops. It's going to work out perfect. So this will make enough for us to have dinner tonight, for my husband and I to have lunch tomorrow, and maybe my husband to have lunch one more day for our little family of 4. If you have a smaller family and you still want to do the same portion, this would be something good that you could make and then freeze. Like, put it, instead of just putting, hey Rachel, how you doing? Instead of putting it in one pan, like maybe get those pans at the Dollar Tree where it's like a 8x8 and put it in 2 pans, cook them all the way, and then after you cook it, foil it and put it in the freezer, and then you have dinner already made for another time, or if somebody like needs a dinner. Okay, so then what you do is the sauce that we take that had the cream and chicken soup and the salsa and the milk, you just pour it over the top. Ooh. This one did good enough. Okay, help out burrito over here. It needs the sauce. If you wanted to serve this with 3 fried beans, you could as well. And then I'm going to give 1 more little sprinkling of cheese on the top, about 1/4 cup. And we're going to put this in the oven for 20 minutes and bake it. And that's it. You're done. There you go. I ended up using a whole package of the tortillas, because I had 2 in a previous bag and there's 2 left over. So we used a whole package of tortillas. But for the most part, there's not very many ingredients and it comes together pretty quickly. And you can serve it, like I said, you can serve it with rice. You could serve it with refried beans. You could serve it with like just a lettuce salad that has some cilantro and tomato in it. Or you could just be lazy like I'm being today. It's you know, church night, and so we're just going to eat it plain with some sour cream, and my husband will put hot sauce on it, and I have some avocado, so I'll probably put avocado on it and call it good. But that is it. I will take a picture of the recipe, and I will take a picture of it plated up, and thanks for joining me again. Tomorrow night the plan is to make Hawaiian haystacks, and I might ask my daughter to help me because she loves that recipe. It's her very favorite. And we're going to use leftover chicken. On Sunday we had a crock pot chicken, rotisserie crock pot chicken, and I just picked the bones dry after we had finished eating what we wanted to eat. And I got a good sized baggie of chicken, and then I put the bones that were left over in a gallon sized baggie and put it in the freezer, and later I'll make chicken noodle soup with it. So whenever I do like a chicken, like a whole chicken, I try to get as many meals out of it as possible. And that one made me super happy because the chicken was on sale, and then it was even marked down when I went. So I think for like a 3 or 4 pound chicken, I think I got it for like $2.50 or something. It was one of those little Dance of Joys in the grocery store, like, yes, I got this. So I grabbed like 2 or 3 of them, sit in my freezer for when we need something like that. But thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you guys again, and have a good night. Bye.